It has now been over 5 years that we've been building our BMW 335, and we've already spent a ludicrous $94,000. But being that we're just $6,000 away from that 100 grand mark, we're gonna do our best to add $8,000 worth of parts to exceed 100 grand, and then we're gonna give it all away. That's because we're doing our very first car sweepstakes where we're giving away my 335 to one of you. But there's one big problem. We have just 24 hours to get everything done. So whatever doesn't happen tonight doesn't happen at all. So Zach and I are going to be working late into the night to try to get as much installed as we can, from a $3,000 BMW OEM limited slip differential, NOSTRUM stage 2 injectors, MADTRACE paddle shifters, SPYDER headlights, and way more. So let's get started. The first mod we're going to be installing is a BMW OEM limited slip differential. These have actually been discontinued for a couple years. It retailed for about $2,900 when I bought it about 3 years ago, and it's going to completely change the driving dynamics of this 335. And then to make sure that we have the best of the best in this car, we have some LIQUIMOLY diff fluid. So with that, let's get it installed. All right, so on the table, we can see the factory one and the limited slip. Basically, the limited slip is going to have it so you can have both of your rear wheels turning at the same time. So if you're doing smoky burnouts, which I don't recommend in an all-wheel drive car, you're gonna have both spinning instead of one. And on a track, it's going to want to oversteer a little bit more, which is going to make it more fun to drive. Let's get it installed. No.
Dude, that's cool.
I didn't know it did that. It's got a built-in tube thing. Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Good job, LIQUIMOLY.
Oh, it says it has a telescopic. Oh my gosh.
Life became easy.
Where has this been all my life? This is such a good idea.
You had the syringe ready and everything.
All right, differential's fully installed. Can't wait to drive this car with that on. Next up, we need to change out this front lip. It has a little bit of a boo-boo, as you can see. It looks like it's scraped. So what we're going to be installing, come over here and we'll check this out. We have not only a new carbon fiber lip, which is a little bit different style, something I wanted to try out, but we are going to line the bottom of it with SLIPLO. It's like polyurethane stuff that tapes onto the bottom of the lip, and then if you were to scrape it all, it just scrapes away at this and it doesn't mess up your carbon. And I think if this was installed on there, we wouldn't be replacing it right now. So let's install our brand new lip with SLIPLO. As you can see, it wasn't going anywhere. Time to put the car down, and we have some NOSTRUM stage 2 injectors, and we also have some BRISK silver racing spark plugs. So let's get to the maintenance items. Although I said maintenance, these are not anything close to stock. These are a serious upgrade. This is what I use on my F80 M3. You are going to get a much better spark, and it's going to be very consistent. The downside with these is they will not last as long as an NGK. The thing with the NGKs is when we were tuning this car, we had issue after issue with the NGK spark plug. So I said, enough is enough. And then we're going to be installing the NOSTRUM stage 2 fuel injector. As many of you know, we do not have port injection. We have a Precision Raceworks stage 3 or 4 fuel pump, and then we have a Dorch stage 2. We have OEM injector, so nothing really special over there. And we were able to put down 600 wheel horsepower, 700 foot-pound torque on our custom tune. This flows 55% more than the injectors that I have on the car, the ultimate upgrade. Now, typically when you install these, you have to code it into the car with something like Pro Tool, which is what we like to use on this. And then you have to update the actual calibration settings with boot mode, MHD, whatever you use, and we'll do that a little bit later on in the video. Otherwise, We have to take the injectors back out. I have to get new Teflon seats. We have all of the injectors in. We have the spark plugs in. Everything is torqued down. We need to do a leak test to make sure that everything is nice and tight and we're not gonna have any issues. But before we do that, we are going to be adding Boot Mode's Flex Fuel. It attaches to your fuel lines on top of your low pressure fuel pump under the rear seat. And with the appropriate tune from Boot Mode, it is going to send the tune file to your DME. Then you're able to run Flex Fuel, so you can run 93, you can run E85, or any blend of the two. So let me throw this in while we have no fuel in the fuel lines. All right, Flex Fuel is installed, so I can reinstall this little cover here. I just have to plug it in once we're done. Now, before we get on with the next mod, what I want to do is I just want to walk around the car and show you how the car sits today. We will break that $100,000 mark, but the car will be around $82,000 or so. And you may be thinking, well, hey, what the heck happened to the other $18,000 in parts? Well, over time, as you can imagine, we had different wheels. We upgraded our wheels. We had a different intake. We upgraded our intake. Some of the mods we had, and then we removed them and we upgraded them. Now, bear with me because I'm probably gonna forget a lot of stuff because there's a ton of mods on this car, but I'm going to start the front, tell you every mod that I remember. Anything I forget, Zach will just put in the video with some video magic there. So we have a C-Bond carbon fiber hood. The whole car is wrapped with KPMF matte blue, what's it? Matte ice blue, matte titanium ice. It's blue. Our friends Designer Wraps did that. They also tinted our windows as well. In the engine bay, you can see we currently have an MST intake. We have a Mosselman thermostat. We have a Dorch Stage 2 high pressure fuel pump, pure Stage 2 turbo with a Turbo Smart blow off valve. We have Evolution Raceworks intercooler, big one. Evolution Raceworks charge pipe, Evolution Raceworks boost pipe, an M2 conversion front bumper, a CSF N55 oil cooler, which sits over here. We're now on our second carbon fiber lip in the front. Over on the side, we have our variant Xenon wheels in gold. I've had these for 3-4 years at this point. Continental DWS 06 tires. We have Bilstein suspension. The Bilstein suspension actually has a little button inside that you can push and you can change the dampening, which is pretty cool. See, look at this, I already forgot something super obvious. Matte carbon fiber grills. This is gonna be a hot mess. We have F80 style fenders, Tommy L Garage mud flaps, an M3 brake conversion, carbon fiber mirror caps, sequential blinkers, new M Performance side skirts. Now this car came Astoral blue, which is, well, I'll show you. So basically it looks like this. So it's actually a pretty similar color to what we ended up wrapping it. But when we went to wrap everything, I wanted to make sure that everything was as good as possible. So even though this is an M Sport car from the factory, I put a brand new M Sport side skirt on with a carbon fiber side skirt extension. And then up here on the roof, we have a 2x2 carbon fiber shark fin. We have an M Performance style carbon fiber trunk lip. We had a carbon trunk, but it fit terrible, so we got rid of it. Same thing on the back. Before we had the car wrapped, we ended up going with a brand new M Sport bumper, dry carbon fiber diffuser, AWE exhaust, which sounds amazing. And then we also have these little carbon fiber rear splitters that we designed. These are really cool. And then we have GTS lights. So with that, let's jump into the interior. All right, for the interior, as you can see, we have OEM BMW F30 M3 Silverstone seats. We have not only the front seats, we have the armrest, we have the rear seats, and we even have matching leather door cards. One of my favorite mods that we've ever done to this car that I think really brings this car up a notch above most F30s that are on the road. We put a leather dash from an F80 M3 that looks so good, and the stitching matches the door cards. We have an M Performance OEM trim kit. It's Alcantara and it's dry carbon. We also have the dry carbon shift handle, the surround trim, the e-brake handle. We have a custom matte carbon fiber steering wheel. We have paddle shifters. This car, fun fact, did not, even though it's an M Sport and even though it's automatic and all, it never came with paddle shifters from the factory. We had to retrofit that. We have a P3 vent gauge. The iDrive system, it came with a CIC. We upgraded it to an NBT Evo with a full touchscreen, CarPlay, everything you'd expect from that. Blue start stop button, a 6WB digital cluster, and I feel like I'm missing something in here too. Oh, we have the Kies stealth fire extinguisher mount. It's so stealth, I keep forgetting about it in all these videos. We also have WeatherTech floor mats for what that's worth. And then as far as software is concerned, we run boot mode on these cars. It's very easy to do. You just plug in your OBD. We have a little Kies Wi-Fi Ethernet adapter, and then you can flash the car from your phone. We did have Kerry Jordan do a custom tune on the car, and with the custom tune on Ignite Red, it put down 600 wheel horsepower, 700 foot-pound torque. So definitely a lot of fun. And then for the transmission, we had an XHP flash. Oh, on the back of the seats, we did carbon overlays, which look really cool. It goes really nice with a lot of the exterior carbon. We have a Precision Raceworks low pressure fuel pump. Again, it was plenty enough to get us to 600 wheel horsepower in an N55. Amazing the potential that you have out of that pump. We did a CSF radiator. Oh, we did the in-power transmission pan. All right, I'm sure I missed some mods. Zach, can you overlay them? Now, since the battery is disconnected, we're going to work on the steering wheel. We have MADTRACE paddle shifters, which you may know I just installed in my G80 M3. Love these things. So as you can hear, it's a very satisfying click and it's very direct. You know exactly what gear you're going into or out of. The BMW ones, they tend to be really sloppy. They're made of plastic. Even the pin that holds them together is plastic, where these are anodized aluminum and then either carbon fiber, which this mat is going to match my interior really, really well. We have an aluminum option as well. And just so you guys know, in case we haven't said it already, we have links to everything down in the description below. Now, while we're installing the paddle shifters, it just makes sense for us to do the functional M1 and M2 buttons. So it's a little bit intricate, so I'm going to do it over there. So let's pull off the wheel and continue with the wheel mods. Wheel is done. So look at this. I'm holding the electronics portion smooth, and you can see there's so much play in these, but with these, it's so satisfying. It has these little magnets in it, and the M buttons look really good. They're gonna match perfectly with the start stop button. So let's throw it back in and see how it looks.
All right, so Brian had to go take a meeting real quick, and we are still running out of time. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get prepped and ready for the headlights by taking the front bumper off and removing the wheels. Here we go.
Before I screw everything in, let's make sure they work. Wait a minute. They're not coming on at all. All right. Back to the table we go. I guess it would help if there were some kind of instructions that came with this. I think I found it. There's a connection that's just straight disconnected. It's like at the factory, they never plugged it in. I think I'm doing like open heart surgery. Scalpel. Come on, Spider. Take two. All right, let's try this again. Boom. Turn signal. No.
Just kidding.
Does it? Dude, stop. It worked?
Yeah, it worked.
I gotta test it myself now. I can almost... That's cool. Doesn't this remind you of like a Nintendo game? Oh no. What the heck? That's gotta go here.
What are they doing?
Come on, Spider. Come on. I thought the last one was bad. I'm gonna have to take the Game Boy game out. We're gonna change Zelda for Mario. Well, it's not like we're in a time crunch or anything. Aha, got it. All right, good. All right, let me put Super Mario back in. So as you can see with the SPYDER lights installed, it looks so good. I always wanted to paint those, but I was too nervous that if I took them apart, I'd have like water leakage issues. As you'll notice, when we wrapped the car, we left under the headlight black, and I think it makes the whole front end of this car look super mean. I haven't had a chance to flash boot mode yet with the upgraded NOSTRUM Stage 2 injectors, so I'm going to go in the car, flash that, check for any leaks, make sure everything runs correctly with the gap and the spark plug and everything, which I don't expect any issues with. We're gonna put everything back together and finish out with the interior. I need to go down to where it has injectors. Wait, they're not in here. There's not an easy drop down like I thought there was, because there is one for another car. So I reached out to NOSTRUM. I'm trying to get my hands on some configuration files. Otherwise, we have to take the injectors back out. I have to get new Teflon seals, and I don't have the parts, frankly, to do the other project today. So that means this video isn't gonna get finished, and it needs to get finished because the reason we had a hard deadline is because I leave tomorrow for a week, and Zach's going to edit and get this video up while I'm gone, because when I come back, we're giving the car away. So literally, I don't have any time. We won't have any access to the car. Needs to happen today. So yeah. All right, just got an update. Unfortunately, one of the guys at NOSTRUM is out until Tuesday. We're asking him for a bin file, and he's not available. So we're gonna just continue on this. So we might as well bleed the brakes. We have some LIQUIMOLY race brake fluid, which is some awesome stuff. So let's throw it in. This is how Zach and I feel right now. All right, we are getting down to the wire. So we recruited Gary. Gary, thanks for coming over. And Gary's gonna help us finish out this car inside and out. So with Gary's help, let's put it back together. We just had some heroes come through. Steve at NOSTRUM sent Halim the files over from Pro Tuning Freaks. He not only uploaded it so we can use it, but if you have a PWG car, there's now added support because of this whole mess. So thank you to Halim, and you're welcome if you have a PWG. So at this time, I'm going to flash now. We're gonna check for those fuel leaks, make sure everything is good, and we are so close to being done within the allotted time frame. And I have to say, Zach and I have been pretty stressed out that this wasn't gonna happen, but thanks to Gary the Light Guy, it's gonna happen. Woo! It's so funny. We worked with these guys for several hours to try to get this happen. We were all stressed, and I literally, once I had it, the flash took 17 seconds. Nothing beats that. Yes! I am so excited right now. You guys have no idea. All right, now that we have that all done, we took the car off the lift so that we can easily do some of the interior things. So we have these upgraded pedals. These, it's funny, I never thought about doing these until we did them in the 328, and I thought they were a huge game changer. You can actually feel the little grooves, and they just look and feel so much better. While we're there, we're going to be installing the DÄHLER ATTC, which is the anti-theft throttle control. You can use it for two different things. A, you can fully adjust the sensitivity of your pedal. You can make it super crazy hardcore race mode, or you can have it like ultra ego and your car can feel like a Volkswagen Beetle. You can also program this as an anti-theft device where you can kill the pedal altogether with the remote control. So that means even if someone has your key, they jump in your car, well, there's no throttle, so they're not gonna get anywhere, literally. And then after that, we just have one more thing. We're just going to do some odds and ends speakers because the set that we have in the car was an original test set, so we wanted to make sure that we replace those with the production speakers. So with that, let's finish up everything in the interior of this car. All right, so even after all of the snags we had today, we were able to complete it in the allotted time. And yes, we spent over $100,000, which is completely unfathomable. Let's take it outside and check it out. All right, we are finally finished and we broke $100,000 on this car over the life of 5 years. Let's take a quick walk around. As you can see, the headlights. Where were these headlights 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago? Completely changes the front end of the car. Most of the time, people have halogens and they upgrade those. Not many people think to do the xenons, which is a huge game changer. I love the new front lip. I actually like it a lot more than the one that was on it. Under the hood, we had those NOSTRUM injectors. We were fearing that it wasn't gonna get done in time, but Halim saved the day, Steve saved the day. So big thanks to those guys for making all of this happen, especially, it was a little chaotic this afternoon, but we were able to get it all done. We did the limited slip differential, feels amazing. We just took it around this giant loop. We went on what, a 25-minute drive or so, and it feels incredible. Totally wish I did that sooner. I would say that the biggest things I wish I did way sooner, the headlights, the limited slip differential, I love the paddles too. I mean, I love everything we did today. We definitely did not cheap out. We wanted to make sure we finished strong and whoever got this car was gonna get the best of the best. If you asked me 5 years ago what I thought the end game for this car was going to be, I would have never said this level. I would have said a much lower level than my 328's at. But overall, I'm super happy with how every piece of this car turned out, and I'm super excited for one of you that's going to get it. Be sure to enter and good luck. Hopefully, I will call you one day and I will hand you the keys to your new car. Once again, my name is Brian, that's Zach behind the camera, and that's Gary over there eating chips. Thanks for watching Kies Motorsports. If you like our videos, give us a thumbs up, make sure to subscribe. Check us out at kiesmotorsports.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.